Hello, Debbie. Hey, I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can because I know your attention span and mine are kind of similar on these things. Um, if I leave something out, if I go too fast, let me know. I can always slow down, redo a section, whatever works best for you. All right, moving in. I want to say we're looking at the homepage from the front end, which is the end of the website, the view of the website the visitors see. The other view is the back end, and we're going to dive into the back end right now. To do that, you need to go to, just a sec here, there we go, I need to log out. You're going to go to ramblingsonsrvgroup.com/WP dash, and if it'll let me in, admin, there we go, dash admin. Now, occasionally when you go here, not every time, but occasionally, it's going to pop up a little overlay window that's going to ask you for a username and password. That is to keep out the robots and other nefarious beasts. It's really just for you to prove you're human. The username on that is always admin, and the password is always let me in. And that's true for everyone. Let me in, by the way, is all one word. So you might want to warn folks about that. The way that you know you're at a real login for the back end is you see this big W here, the logo for WordPress. And that's how you know that you're in the place where you put in your real password. And I'm talking about you and I as editors of the website, not your club members. We'll come back to them. I just have to remember what my password is. Let's try that. Oh, not now. I might be wrong. Okay. This is what we call the back end of the website. So it's still your website, but it's a view that you only get to see if you have a magical username and password like you and I do, separate from what your members are going to get. Notice it says Google Analytics aren't configured. That's because I don't have access to the club's Google account. If you want to send that over to me, I can set it up for you. We can talk about that separately as well. Whenever you see things highlighted, these little dots, the green dot, the yellow dot, that means it's trying to call your attention to something. Tell you what, ignore it. I'll take care of those. If it becomes excessive, we can talk, but I think the easiest thing is just to let me do that as I do on my other sites, and don't worry about it. Okay, enough of that. Most of the work you're going to be doing is in pages. You have a variety of pages. I'm going to make an additional tab here and go to the front end of the website. So I like to keep one open for the back end and one open for the front end so I can kind of flip back and forth and see what I'm doing. All of these pages of your site are public. In other words, no password required. These pages, this one and this one, require a password. I'm going to go here. They require a password in order to view them. This is a page I created just so that people can contact you or I if they need the password. Of course, I'm not going to give it out unless they're verified to me as being one of your club members. Over here is quick access to the pages that do require a password. And then below, of course, is the information for folks that need access to the old blogger address. So let me know when this is time for this to come off. But it's there for a little while just to help people out that need access to the old area. Okay, once a member has a password, they can go to meeting minutes from here or from up here. So we'll start with the minutes. And here's the view where it says, to view this area, enter your password. For the purpose of today's video, the password is just 4 characters there, and we're not going to update that. And what that does is it just gets you to the page on the minutes. Just like if I go to the membership roster, dun, 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 because I already gave the password and it is the same password today, I can get into both of those pages back and forth once I've given it once. You can give each page different passwords or you can leave them both the same. That's up to you. Again, that's different from the password you get when you want to get back here to the back end of the website, and that is what you and I have, but your general membership doesn't. So how do you change that password? Well, this is the list of all those pages we just saw on the front end of the website, and membership roster and minutes are, as you can see, are both password protected. So its password is to change it right here and then come to the right and click that brown update button. And then go to the other page, click quick edit, change the password here, click update, and your new password is set. That's the fastest way, and I think one way is enough. What do you think? Okay, we're agreed then. Let's go to the, let's go first to the roster because I think that one's a little easier to edit. You can click on the title of the page or on the word edit, either one. And now I'm in the back end of just the page for the membership roster. You're going to find it, I'm sure, kind of disorienting to look at all these lovely color blocks. And I'm going to tell you, don't worry about it. You don't have to. Just click on Build on the front end. Lovely blue button that was right above all those blocks. What this is a WYSIWYG editor, or what you see is what you get editor, that lets you edit the page as it looks, pretty close to how it looks when it's published. In fact, some people get in here and they find, well, how do I know if I'm on the front end or the back end? And the answer is when I'm on the back end and I start moving my mouse over the page, all these colored blocks show up. I got purple ones and blue ones and green ones and gray ones, and I could go through all that, but you don't care. So suffice it to say, you're only ever going to pay attention to these gray ones. Ignore the blue and the green and the purple at this point, and just get down here into the gray ones. In fact, on this page, probably the only one you're going to deal with is this one. And I call it a box because, as you see when I mouse over it, this whole outline turns gray while my cursor's in the box. These are the tools within that of what I can do. I can delete it. That's something you might do sometime. You might duplicate it, or you might edit it. Another thing you can do that I don't see you're needing to right away is move it. This is like a little handle that you can drag it if you want to put it over in this column. Ta-da! Or you can put it back over here. See that gray kind of outline shows up? That tells you that's where it thinks you want to drop it. And then when I let go of my mouse, boom, it shows up back there. So I click to hold on the crosshair here. Looks just like my cursor. I hold that as I'm dragging it. I'll put it, where shall I put it? I will put it right here this time, which is exactly where it was. So that wasn't very kind of useful. I see the gray shows up below the important box, above the important box. That just shows me, again, where I'm putting it. So you can drag to your heart's content and change your layouts of your pages. I'm going to leave it where we started for today's discussion. And the nice thing about membership roster is you're likely not going to be adding another one every month or every couple months. You're just going to want to change what is the current one. So we're just going to mouse over. I'm not clicking or anything. I'm just mousing over this. I get this gray box and I click on the gear box, which is the universal symbol in your site for edit me. Okay, what we see when we get here, we have the title. I'm going to actually reduce this. What I did by clicking this little, up in the purple bar, by clicking this little icon, instead of having this box overlaying part of this box, I told them be side by side so I can see what I'm doing. This is the title. This is the title. This is the body area. And in the body area, we have this little graphic of a PDF icon. Pretty hard stuff. So the PDF icon is intended that that's what people click to download something. And the way that that works is it's just a graphic. It could be a photograph. But I clicked this link icon here, and what comes up is a box where I can paste in the address that is the link to that PDF. And then when they click it, it opens a new window. You can see that in that gray bar to that address. So if I want to change that, all I have to do is get rid of that and put the new one in. So let's do that. Cancel out of there, cancel out of there. Okay, we're back to ground zero here. I'm going to assume that you have a new membership roster. I'm going to go here, gray box highlights, click on the edit. It remembers that I wanted them side by side. I click on the gray add media button. This takes me to my media library. Your media library is all the different documents, PDFs, JPEGs, PNGs, all the different graphics that you find all over your website. So you can always recycle those and use them somewhere else. And what I need to do today is upload a new PDF document for the membership roster. And the way that I do that, I have two ways, but I'm going to click on Upload Files right here. This is the whole library. This is where you're just uploading. And I can either drag that PDF in from my desktop or file folder and let go here and it'll upload it. Or I can click on Select Files and that'll get me into the file navigator of my computer, and I can go find the file wherever it is that I have put it. So that's up to you. Once you have done that, the new files are going to show up right here as PDF and doc. So recall what we're going to do is we're going to replace that link to the PDF. So currently it is, we'll just say linking to this one at this address. I'm on the right column now. It says copy link. First I have to highlight it. I've done that with a couple of clicks. And now I'm going to copy it with a right click, copy. Now I can close this, and when I click on my PDF, sorry, I clicked on another subroutine of mine. When I click on the PDF and then click on the link icon, I can highlight all of that and get rid of it, and then right click to paste. And now I have the appropriate address, the new address, and I would click OK, and that would save that. I'm canceling because I don't actually want to update that. And I'm exiting out instead of green check marking yes, because I don't want to remember anything. But you also have an undo and a redo. So if you want to undo or redo something you just did, that's always an option. Okay, presumably at that point you would have, we just changed the icon link, and you would change the date to the currently updated version of the roster. And then there's one final thing you do. By clicking that green checkbox that you clicked, what that accomplished is saving your work in the back end of the website. But before we leave the page, we need to save it so that it goes to the front end of the website. This purple dot down at the bottom, if you go right of that, you have a save button. Clicking that save button pushes your work immediately out to the internet. So that is an instant gratification moment. After you click save, you wait while it spins a minute, it says it's saved, and then go head over to the front end of the site and refresh or reload that page, and then you can just double check to make sure everything's exactly how you wanted it. Going back to the back end, I did want to show you have multiple views here. This shows up when this purple dot is clicked or not clicked. We are currently looking at the desktop view. In other words, this is what your site looks like on a desktop computer. You can also see what it looks like on a tablet-sized monitor or a phone-sized monitor. And that's mostly interesting. You want to make sure that it looks reasonable in all areas. You can also use the magnifying glass here, and it will show you what the whole page looks like, because most of the time pages are too long to otherwise view all at once. And the one to the farthest left is called the wireframe view. This makes me geeky happy. Now that you've seen the front end of the site, it might make a little bit more sense. You remember that I moused over a purple section, and then a blue section, and then a green section, and inside of that were these gray sections. And we affected this one right here. I can click the same gearbox and get the exact same editing done here. The difference is you can't see the WYSIWYG editor here on the right side to see what you're doing, but it functions exactly the same. Mainly this view is handy when you want to drag things around because it makes it easier. You're not trying to drag around big blocks of pictures and whatnot. It's easier to do that here and then go back to the desktop view when you want to do the kind of editing you can see. Okay, I'm going to presume that we clicked the save button. I don't think I changed anything, but I'm going to not change. It thinks I did because I changed it and unchanged it. I can exit the visual builder. That's an option. I can also just go to another page and that will automatically exit the visual builder. So I'm going to go over here to the minutes page. Remember I said it thinks that I changed things? So it's like, wait a minute, are you sure you want to leave? Yeah, I do. So moving along. Things are just a little bit different here on the minutes page. I can see that we're still logged into the back end because this black bar shows up across the top when I'm logged in to the back end, not just when I'm a member, but when I'm logged into the back end, I get this black bar. This is the tool to go into that WYSIWYG visual builder mode. You also get these nifty little loading dots. That's part of it showing up when you're going in. And then you'll see that it changed to exit visual builder. So that's really a toggle for editing and not editing. Here's our big purple dot where we can view the different ways we can view the same page. And of course our big save button. Everything here is the same. We got our purple area, we got our blue area, we got our green area that you're probably going to never need to know about. And then we have our 3 gray boxes inside. In this case, I probably don't want to get rid of those April minutes. I probably want to add, I'll just make it up as we go, July minutes. So instead of clicking to edit this, I'm going to click to clone or duplicate it. And now I have 2 boxes, exactly identical with the same link, same April. And because the convention of the internet world is at large is that the newest things are on the top of the page, we're going to be editing this version of it. I'm going to click on that edit gear. I'm going to just pretend that our new minutes are from July, so I'm changing the title. And now I have 2 different, a doc version and a PDF version. These are just graphics again, just like they could be photographs, doesn't matter. I chose these little icons, and each one of them has a link to its respective, this one should end in PDF. Cancel there, and this one should end in doc or docx. Oh, and it's a PDF too, so we need to look at that. Excellent, we'll fix that right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is just delete that because it's wrong and we don't need it. I'm going to click OK. And now you'll see that that is unlinked. And the reason I can tell when I click on this PDF, see that blue thing? That blue highlight tells me it's linked. Also, the icon turns blue. When I click on this one, the icon doesn't turn blue. There's no blue shading. That graphic doesn't have a link attached to it. So this is going to be the April minutes. So I'm just going to look. That was rosters. I bet this was minutes. Let's see. Membership application. That's not minutes. Here we go. Minutes from April PDF. Ah, there were no minutes from April doc. Oh, there they are. Minutes April doc. So now that I've successfully located and I can verify the title here that in fact it's minutes April and it's a doc, right here is the copy link. I'm just going to select all of that and copy it. Boom, boom, boom. Select. Sorry, don't select. X out. Click on the doc file. Click the link. Paste, which you can do with a right click. And I like PDFs to open up in new windows. When they're done, they close that blank window or PDF loaded window, depending on their settings. We don't get to control that. And your website's still there. So that's why I like it to be in a new window. Either way, though, click OK. And now we can see this is a link. This is blue. I'm going to green check it here to save it in the background. And I know that this one is wrong because it was that and it was wrong. So I'm just going to go here and fix it real quick. Click on the doc icon. Link icon, the doc graphic, the link icon, get rid of what was there, and paste in the new one that is the minutes for April ending in doc in a new window. OK. OK. So now April 2019 has been fixed. July 2019, we're just going to pretend that we're updating it. So again, we're going to click on the gearbox. If I'm going to update the PDF, what I need to do first is go to the media library, find the minutes PDF, highlight that, copy it, exit out of here, click the icon. I just did this. There's the PDF version of the minutes, and I can green check mark this. And I've saved that in the back end. So ultimately, when you're adding minutes, you're going to be duplicating this box. You're going to go to edit the new box. You're going to update the title text. You're going to update the links to the 2 doc and PDF. You're going to hit those green check marks when you save. And then you're going to save. To save the page, you've got to remember to go over here and save. Today, I didn't actually add July minutes, so I'm going to get rid of this before we save. You did notice, I think, just a minute ago that that's all zipped up. These are toggles, so it's set that you get to decide which one's going to be open. Personally, I like to have the current one open and the other ones closed, but you can decide that as you go. I'm going to get rid of this one because it's not real. So when I mouse, I'm going to click out of it so that I can mouse over it, hit the delete can, boom, leaving just April, and I can go ahead and save, which should have put us back right where we started, and that April box should know to toggle open because it's the only one there. Boom. So when I go over here to the live or front end view and click on the minutes, there they are, just as we left them. So hopefully, you know, the two processes are really identical. The difference is in the membership roster, you aren't adding a new box, you're just updating the file that already exists and updating the title. Whereas in the minutes, rather than updating April to July, you're going to clone or duplicate this box and then do the updating of the two links on the title in the new box. That pretty much covers the members area. I am going to go back as soon as we're done here and change those passwords back to the one that I emailed you so that you can get in again. And then I'll do a video for you on working with those photos. So hang in there. I'll be back.